Liverpool Fan in Japan.
Hello YouTube, Liverpool Fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man, Sai. We're going to talk today about Hugo Ekitike, right? The French striker in the German Bundesliga. How he may be an absolute quality fit for Liverpool. However, he is still very, very raw. Now, for everyone who wants to get rid of Darwin Nunez, be careful what you wish for here because Ekitike, his first touch is incredibly inconsistent. And he is somewhat chaotic and sporadic and volatile in front of goal. Not the best shooter as well. The technique is a bit awkward. He's got a bit of those Jimmy Traore, Bambi on ice type legs. He just can't control his feet. And when I think of Darwin Nunez leaving for Ekitike, the only thing I can think of is, I used to be so happy, but without you here, I feel so low. I watch you as you left, but I can never seem to let you go. Cause once upon a time, you were my everything. Clear to see the time hasn't changed a thing. It's very deep inside me, but I feel there's something you should know. I'll never forget you. You will always be by my side. From the day that I met you, I knew I would love you till the day I die. Wait a minute. That's not Ekitike, that's Emenike. My bad. Yes, I digress just a little bit, but let's talk about Emenike. I mean, Hugo Ekitike. I mean, huge Ekitike. He's very tall, very gangly, very lanky. His running is inconsistent, his dribbling is inconsistent, but what he does add is the ability to play between the lines, drop as a false nine. He was the perfect foil for Omar Mamouche to cause havoc in and around, playing off a lead man like Hugo Ekitike, and you can imagine a Florian Wirtz and a Mo Salah playing off him as well, and a Cody Gakpo being threaded through on the diagonal by Hugo Ekitike. Now let's have a look positionally how Hugo Ekitike would fit in at Liverpool before we look at transfer value, potential likelihood of him going to Liverpool, what the transfer would look like, what the shape would look like, and is it realistic? So let's get into it. But before we do, as tasty 69% of you subscribe to this channel watching video upon video, but 31% of you are watching the videos and are not yet subscribed. What are you waiting for? This is a channel with substance and abundance, the cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop!
And we're winning many things with Arne slot, up the shiny one. Channel with substance and abundance, smash the like right now, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. If you have to imagine that we're spending close to 100 million euros on, I can't talk today. Can't speak. Ekitike. Can I spell? I can spell. I can definitely spell. Okay. And let's put Florian Wirtz here. He would play as number 10, Ekitike. But this is an interesting one, right? So obviously Mo Salah starts here. By the way, I've got a real kick-ass song for Wirtz, Salah, and Gakpo coming up soon. You don't want to miss it. It'll come up very, very soon as well. I'll do the FSG and Richard Hughes 100% spot on video member section. And in the members section, we do a video every single day on a transfer link. I did Ekitike earlier this morning. I'm going to do the full Ekitike video now. And yeah, we'll carry on that throughout the summer. It's going to be a very good transfer window. You've got to imagine it's probably the last signing if we sign Ekitike. Very, very expensive. Falling Wirtz even. Before you hit me out on that. Hopefully Kanate resign as well. Be a big piece of business. And Lesson Becker, that will be our... Why have I got Ekitike ties? That's special gravy, Gravenberg. Okay, here we go. So, Ekitike, the biggest advantage of Ekitike over Sesko, over Goycresh, over everyone, is he's so good in this arc, okay? You almost imagine he'll play make between the lines. He drops deep as well to pick up the ball in these spaces, and he can power through. He has a silkworm dribble, similar to Diogo Jota. He's not adverse to going out wide as well. He can quickly shift, jink, cut inside, chop those onions, make the opposition cry onion tears as well. He's actually an elite dribbler if he pulls it off. But the awkward thing is his first touch is inconsistent. If the ball gets fired into him, for example, between the lines, because Slot's been bigging up Virgil van Dijk's balls between the lines, Ekitike's first touch actually sometimes takes him away from defenders because it's just so inconsistent. It goes into his body, he can turn with it, he can turn both ways with it. He's very well adept at turning both ways, although he's very, very much right-footed as well. He has a decent left-footed shot. He can burst through. He's got those striding legs like a Gravenberch between the lines. But once again, that first touch is awkward. But the bonus is you got your connection, a link player. João Pedro Ekitike is very well versed in this area. That allows Wirtz to operate in between the lines in the inside forward positions, probing on both sides as well. And you can see it being a very effective unit because if Ekitike drops deep, right, if the Maka hits the ball through the lines, Ekitike drops off deep, you can imagine that ball into Wirtz. Wirtz 1v1 with a defender. Wirtz absolutely skins him up, proper lad. because Wirtz is a pure dribbler. He can do him in, or he can thread the ball through to Salah or Frimpong in and around the outside, and off you go from there. So Wirtz playing off an Ekitike would be super effective for the fact that Ekitike, with his physical size and ability to hold up the play, he's a hold-up player as well, can unleash Wirtz as the second striker. You're almost looking at a Toshak and Keegan type partnership, right? A Heskey and an Owen, except Wirtz is more tricky, a customer, and he can play make. So playing the ball back to Wirtz, getting Wirtz in that position on the ball. My goodness, everyone, you better be busting your guts, because guarantee Wirtz will find you on the overlap. So to unlock Wirtz and to get the attention off him and to stop him being crowded up, you could sign Ekitike for that ideal scenario of unleashing Wirtz and making him the primary playmaker. However, if he tends to drift to the left, which he can do as well, you imagine that Gakpo holds this kind of position here. Maka's in the recycle position. Wirtz is in that kind of position as well. You have Salah as the other supplementary 10. So when you have this kind of triangle, right? When you have this kind of triangle unit here, my goodness, that is scary as well. Because who do you mark? Teams have had to double up on Salah to stop his playmaking ability, right? The Trivela pass. You have to stop Wirtz. You absolutely have to stop Wirtz, or he will run amok. He'll run riot on you. He's a 15 goal, 15 assist type player, and I think he can even hit 2020. I'm not even joking, right? He's a Kevin De Bruyne-esque in that regards. And for everyone who's scared that Real Madrid's name popped up, AS Dario, or some Spanish outlet, right? Some voice piece for Real Madrid. Real Madrid would have been interested in Florian Wirtz before Xabi Alonso moved there. Xabi Alonso knew he was moving to Real Madrid for a long time and would have had the ear of Florian Wirtz and told him at the time, come with me to Real Madrid. We would have battered off Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and any other club, Manchester City, to get to the stage we're at now where Wirtz is given the green light for the Arne Slot movement. There's no smoke without a fire. He likes the facilities at the Axe Training Academy. He's spoken to Arne Slot, the shiny one. He believes in the Liverpool project. And apparently, according to some sources, the first part of the medical is due today or this week, at least, maybe Friday, right? So I'd expect it to be tied up sooner than later. Kirkes looks like it's well on the way as well because of the fact that he's agreed personal terms. It's just about agreeing a fee now with Bournemouth. Brentford, by all accounts, want Queeve Kelleher. I will do a video on who's in, who's out, who goes, Sai knows. I might name the title that. I might name the title of the video that. But anyway, back to Ekitike. So his hold-up plate should be elite. His dribbling is on the periphery of being elite, except for the fact that he's a striker. He needs to be scoring goals. Now, he's a project player with potential. His first touch is sporadic. People say he's a more technical player than Darwin Nunez, but I disagree, right? People really undercut Darwin Nunez's technical proficiency. Darwin Nunez has everything. He can drop deep. He can get the ball, but he will lay it off. He's not a spin and go type player. He gets the ball into space, right? Ekitike isn't adverse to running the channels as well and getting the ball into space. But I would say he hasn't got that elite pace that Darwin Nunez has to that extent, right? That full running stride pace, even though he's big. He's not as effective in the air as he should be, but at least with his physical imposing nature, crosses from Frimpong or Connor Bradley, right, or Kirkes from the other side will reach him, and he can knock it down to Wirtz. He can knock it down to Gakpo. He can knock it down to Salah. So there's that option as well. He doesn't need to score the direct headers. And Kirk is actually pretty good at a low ball, as is Frimpong, the low ball crosses, in which case Ekitike thrives because he can stride in and stretch and outreach the long, lanky leg to E? That E, special E. Ekitike E goes together. Oh yeah. He'll sky in. He'll sky into the box. So the long outstretched leg across the face of the keeper or smashed, into the front post, I could see it being very, very effective. So he would be a very effective front man for Liverpool. Above and beyond Gyökeres, above and beyond Benjamin Sesko. I'll do videos on them in another time. He's completely changed to E now. So the big E, no, that's Emperor Endo. We have recyclers in Maka and Gravenberg. Your primary playmaker like Wirtz, secondary playmaker in the 10 Salah, Frimpong overlap, Kirkes in half position on the 6. That is scary, and that is the ultimate slot machine, and that really matches up to Santiago Jimenez, Paixão, and Minte at Feyenoord, right? If there's a choice between evil, which is the lesser of two evils, releasing the ball, right? You know, I would never want to leave Salah free as the opposition. but I'd never leave Wirtz free as opposition. And there's a big distinction there. I'd never want to leave him free, but I would never leave him free for sure. Because whereas he needs to play make and he's in between lines and he's hit and miss with his shots, Wirtz will drive in and he's clinical in nature. And whereas Ekitike is not clinical, Wirtz on the overlap could make up for that clinical nature by being clinical in the final third, decision making, game intelligence, and composure. So you have the opportunity to get the goals. He will get the goals. He will get the goals and assists. He's got a rocket shot. So Ekitike's sporadic, chaotic nature is a natural replacement for Darwin Nunez, but he's not the finished product. He will miss goals. He can't fashion out clear-cut shooting opportunities for himself in the same way that a top striker like an Erling Haaland can, but not many can. A comparison between Ekitike and Julian Alvarez would be very, very interesting, by the way. And this changes slightly if Luis Diaz is in here because we don't have the shooting ability from out wide. But it just means that Luis Diaz adds an extra body in the midfield to bring the ball across on the laterals, which means the overload will go to the right-hand side as it normally does when Lucho Diaz goes from left to right with Salah, which means that Ekitike can be front post and Wirtz can be back post, and you're playing with a pseudo 2 up front as well. And both of them are very well versed in a false 9 kind of playmaking 10 shadow striker position, Dennis Bergkamp-esque. It's just his technical attributes. He doesn't have it quite all together. I'd say he's more well-rounded than Benjamin Sesko, let's put it that way, right? And he's worth more. If he's a £90 million player, he's worth that compared to Benjamin Sesko. He has a high ceiling. Newcastle wanted him. They scouted him previously. They really wanted him. They almost got him, but he went to PSG. Couldn't quite form his partnerships with PSG. Now they got Kvicha, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, and Barcola up front, and Desiree Doué as well. Ekitike won't find a place in that front four unit. So, I think he's worth it. Frankfurt will want a big amount of money for him. They're not in desperate need to let him go. They got a huge amount of money for Marmoush. Marmoush probably would have been a better fit, in all honesty, for short, snappy playmaking style. But Ekitike offers physicality, hold-up play, and ability to drop in between lines. But by all accounts, right, Omar Marmoush is apparently on 325k a week, and Liverpool wouldn't pay that for someone who wouldn't always start as well. So Ekitike really fits the system, but 100 million euros, Liverpool definitely won't do it. If it drops to about 60 to 70 million euros, I could see an option there, and that would be the end of our transfer window, pending sales as well. But Kirkes, Frimpong, Wirtz, and Ekitike, wow, what a statement of intent. We'd have to make a lot of money back. I'd imagine we'd have to sell Luis Diaz and Darwin Nunez to afford that deal, maybe Diogo Jota as well. But that line is scary. I mean, you just look at the formidable tactical setup of this. Kirkes on the 6-9 approaching there. In that case, Connor Bradley is probably the one preferred here because Connor Bradley would probably be tucking in. You have the power square, you have Bradley on that line there, and you have the Gakpo, Florian Wirtz in that position, Kirkes overlapping, Wirtz playing between the lines, Ekitike dropping deep to the link, Wirtz being the overlapping runner as well. Soboslai could be in that position or that position as an extra added goal threat. Duracell Bunny running, charging midfield. Salah will always play. Bradley goes around the outside. Bradley can also underlap. If Bradley underlaps, he's got a tasty through ball into Ekitike on the whips. Everyone absolutely dash in for the back post. Finishes, cross. He could shoot as well. I don't trust his shooting. I really don't trust his shooting at this stage. High potential, 15 goals and 8 assists in 33 matches in the Bundesliga. 22 years old, 191 centimeters tall. He's good. He's very good. He's not a finished product. He'll be frustrating. He'll miss a lot of chances. He needs to develop a lot. He's not a £100 million player. He's not a €100 million player. He's a €60 million player, and we'd have to overpay to get him. If he completes the ideal image of the slot machine, why not? I trust Arne slot, but I don't know. Not 100% convinced him. In fact, I would rather, if we're going Bundesliga striker, Nick Woltemade. Woltemade, oh my goodness, that's Stuttgart. And we got that relationship with Stuttgart because of Biggie or Tadu Endo. Woltemade is crazy. He's crazy. He's like 23 years old. He's a mixture between like Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He knows he's good. And Berbatov, he's got the touch, he's got the technique, he's got the techers. He won't be the total goal scorer, but he looks like he's developing in a very fine striker. And I would play Wirtz as false 9 and probably go back with Soboslai for the last video, as you mentioned before, and sign Nick Woltemade instead of Ekitike. But that's just my pick. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like if you enjoyed this video. Lots of quality content coming up. Thank you everyone for supporting through YouTube membership. Big shout out to Rich Frogat for signing up, Neil Young, Spider Neil, You've absolutely made my day. Thank you for joining the Liverpool Fan in Japan membership. Enjoyed exclusive content for £2 a month. More worth it on your Starbucks mocha chocolate frappuccinos, but you can still afford it anyway. It's cheap as chips, right? So thank you so much for supporting the channel. YouTube membership is the best way to support the channel. Join if you haven't already. Link in the bottom left below on the screen. Make sure you watch the channel to keep up with all the latest transfer gossip, tactical substance in abundance, and I'm going to draw what Wirtz looks like on the tactical board very, very soon. Until next time, Miyazaki man, Ichiban, the Liverpool Fan in Japan community is the best right now. Much love to you all. Have a great day. Gaine means peace.